Y'all gotta stop hating this map. It's really not that bad. Hey guys, before we get into this, if you could make sure, whether you do it now or at the end of the video, if you drop a nice little comment down below. Comments and likes help more than you know in this current YouTube algorithm, and I always say we're trying to overcome it and beat it and all that good stuff. So if you guys just take a second to do that, it would be much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So hey guys, what is going on? KingOfEmAll here, and today we're playing some more Modern Warfare. This game has been amazing. They're updating it. They just absolutely gutted the 725. So to all you people who are complaining about that, you guys have nothing more to worry about. They gutted it like the Model 1887s back on Modern Warfare 2. And I can honestly say, all these other updates as they're making this game, I think they're pretty quality. The only thing I think truly holding this game back is the maps, but we'll talk about that in a second. Honestly, they fixed claymores, so claymores aren't really a problem anymore. I'm not getting destroyed by every single one I see. The 725 got nerfed, super nerfed. And the last thing on a lot of people's list is probably the radar, but I'm going to be honest here. I don't really know how much I want the radar fixed. I might make a whole separate video on that. But like once you learn the maps and the spawns, I feel, you don't need the mini-map as much because you do have the compass to show like what direction your enemies are in. And personally for me, I always am playing kill confirm, so we're always rushing, running, and gunning. So once I see what direction they're in and knowing the spawns, it really doesn't bug me. Here, spawn trap, example A. I guess this happens on every map though. Like people complain about Piccadilly because of the spawn traps. I'm gonna get into all that though. Like I said, I don't want to overjump myself. But the compass is a big thing on a lot of people's list. They want the compass gone. They want the mini map back to the way it was, which realistically I guess makes sense. But overall, I have quote unquote adapted to this no mini map and just use of the compass thing, and honestly I don't mind it. The only place where I could seeing it being like a huge problem would be ground war, because I don't like ground war in this game. The maps, the big thing on this game, the maps. Not a fan of the maps. They're way too big, so I won't play it. So big problem number one with this game. Everyone's complained about it since the start, and they have 1000% the right to, myself included, the maps. The maps on this game are not good compared to other Call of Duties. When you look at the ground war maps, they are way too large. And then when you look at these core, the 6v6 maps, there's really not enough. I mean, we had how many upon launch? Because Shoot House wasn't in there. So you had the Cave, Ramaza, Gunrunner, Hackney Yard, Piccadilly, St. Pancras. So you had 6. So now we have 7. And personally, I won't play 2 of them. I will not play the Cave. I will not play Ramaza. I just don't enjoy them. The Cave, everyone bunches up in the middle, but I still feel there's a lot of running. And Ramazna, I fuck up saying it every single time. But overall, from day one, I don't really know how much it ever bothered me. But really, my friends weren't fans, so like when we were playing our 6-man and stuff like that, we'd always back out. And the couple of times I played it, it was just okay, and I do enjoy the other maps more. So whenever it comes up, it's just on my do not playlist. But one thing I don't understand when it comes to these maps is all the hate that Piccadilly is receiving. Like, I see more hate for Piccadilly than I see for the ground war maps, and I see for the Cave. I don't understand why. I mean, people are complaining about the spawn trap. Don't get me wrong, the spawn trap can be a bitch. Like, you can even see this game, we're in a spawn trap pretty good. I haven't gotten a ton of kills. I'm getting spawn killed pretty frequently. It's 52 to 23. But personally, like, that's just a part of Call of Duty. That's been in every single Call of Duty. So, I don't know. Oh, we got finished. Yikes. But to me personally, I can deal with it. It's not fun when you're in it, but when you're on the other side of it, it can be a blast. I mean, think of, we spawn trap people in the buildings on high rise back in the day. How much? And back on Modern Warfare 2, the spawn traps were crazy. Modern Warfare 3, every Call of Duty has the spawn traps, and that's one of the biggest complaints I'm seeing about this map is, oh my god, the spawn traps, why? And it's like, honestly, it's not that bad. And to be fair, you don't have to do a lot of running on this map like you do on other maps. Like, you play the Cave, sometimes when you spawn in the Cave, man, running somewhere, it can be a long journey. And same even with, like, Gunrunner, I feel you can be going on some journeys. The Hackney Yard's pretty solid, though. But, I don't know, for a map where you can find action pretty quick, I don't think the layout's that bad. You have your 4 corners, you have a place to meet in the middle, and realistically, it's just the 2 spawns you gotta rush into. I have never understood the hate from this map for day one, so please, if you do hate it, comment down below and tell me why, because I'm trying to understand it. I see so much fuss on Twitter, I just see so many people complaining everywhere, and it's never made sense to me. It's a decent sized map, you're not running like crazy. Yes, you get spawn trapped, but what other Call of Duties have you not been spawn trapped in? We used to love spawn trapping on every map back in the day. Like, a lot of the things I see people complain about in this game, ironically enough, are things that like people complain about on Modern Warfare 2. And those games back in the day that were broken, but we all loved so much. The only thing that I feel separates this game from being a legendary game are the maps. The maps are just not 1000% playable. You haven't played any of these maps and you're like, oh my god, this is one of my favorite maps of all time. I need more of this. We need more of this. No, I'm not saying in any way these maps are top tier, but I don't think they're super bad once you get used to them. The minimap definitely had a lot to do with that in the beginning, I feel. I definitely noticed in like the first week or two of the game, the pace of play was a lot slower because no one knew what was going on. But once we started to all play and learn the spawns, things are starting to move along pretty solid, I feel now. Like, I play these kill confirm matches and the pace is fast. You still have your campers and all that stuff, but we've had our campers in every COD. Think about back in the day on Terminal, we used to all camp in the cockpit or that middle house or even Burger Town or the little thing like next to the metal detectors, that like the room in there. Like, people camp. People have always camped in Call of Duty. I know there's a lot of campers in this game, more than usual, and we got Piccadilly again. But really, I just think games getting so much hate in areas where it's like the same things happen on other games and people love them, you know. Modern Warfare 2, people camped, you know. The shotguns were fucking broken on that game. Everything was broken on that game. The snipers are super OP. Most likely, unless you had Marathon on, you weren't running through a Claymore. And they already nerfed Claymores in this game to make them where you don't even get killed every time. Like, I've noticed. Honestly, I don't even have problems with Claymores anymore. I run into those fucking landmines now a million times more than Claymores. Like, as soon as you see one of those things go in the air, it is over. You have zero chance. I can honestly say, if they do the right thing here and import some of these classic maps, this game is going to be top tier. You run around a little bit on these maps. The maps are definitely the biggest thing of what's holding this game from being a top tier Call of Duty, no doubt. And I say, see, I'm biased because I'm a sniper. If you don't snipe, you don't care. I feel all of the snipers in this game, the fire rate is way too slow. That's where I'm like, not petitioning, but I would like to see a Barrett get added in, you know. It's either the ADS is slow, fire rate's slow. Like, I feel like the snipers got gutted this year. I feel like the snipers got hit hard. That's why this carbine is like our friggin' saving grace. It's the only thing that can ADS fast and have a fast fire rate. Like, we need that. Like, that's why, like, even if it's a Barrett, like something that has to be semi-auto, I don't care. Just give us a good sniper that can ADS fast. Because I've seen people talking like, oh, the MK shouldn't even be considered a sniper. It's like a shotgun with a scope. It's like, what do you want me to use? Like, the car and everything else, the fire rate's too slow. Or I can use, I mean, the Dragunov, but I don't know. Just personally, gotta use the carbine this year. Everyone I've told about the carbine has been loving it, and because I've seen a lot of my sniper friends who have not been enjoying the game as much, and I'm like, yo, use this carbine, rank it up, and they're like, oh my god, this thing's insane. And I totally agree. 99.9% of the clips I have this year are definitely going to be with the carbine. I'm working on getting the car ranked up because that's like the second quickest fire rate. That's like a bolt action in the in the categories. It's slightly faster than the AX50, and a lot of my friends are using the car and loving it, so I want to give it a try. It's just the guns, they take a long time to level up in this game, so it can be a little bit of a bitch when you want to try out a new gun, but you have to grind it up to such a high level before it's usable. It just doesn't make sense to me though. When I think of this game and the maps, they've gotten more playable as time has gone on because we've learned them, and like we know where the spawns are now, so you know, we know where to run and all that good stuff. But I don't get the Piccadilly hate. And I've been seeing people on Twitter, oh, you know, it's growing on me. It's growing on me. It's not as bad as we thought. And I'm like, thank you. It's really not, but we do. We need the DLC maps. You know, we need Terminal added in. We need Crash, Vacant. I seen something like Wet Work. Just, if they can start getting us maps every other week, like what would seem would be a good cycle, then it would just be great. Also, new Ground War maps have to be added and try to make that game mode playable. They should just let us play Ground War on the regular maps like the old days. I mean, we used to play Ground War on freaking Scrapyard and it wasn't a problem. And these maps are like probably double the size of Scrapyard. And we're capped to 6v6. Like, it's not fair. If they ever opened up Ground War to where we could play it on these maps, I think it would be a huge thing. And it wouldn't be too hard for them. They just have to port it over to freaking multiplayer and put it in the map pool, or create a new game mode like Ground War small maps or something like that, because we could totally play 10v10 on these maps, or just they should just please let us play Ground War on these maps. So then Ground War will be worth playing, because it's not right now. I do see a lot of people that do play Ground War, don't get me wrong, like all the pub stomping YouTubers and stuff like that, they all play Ground War. But it seems like they all play that one map over and over, and it just seems like everyone that plays Ground War has the most complaints about the game. I don't know. But it's like when they're complaining, like I can see what they're talking about, so I understand the complaints, but it just seems like the big maps and everything, it's just not it. And it is a simple fix, to be fair, you know, I mean, they can keep the maps around, just let us play these smaller maps for a Ground War. You know, keep the 36v36 in those maps, but let us play 10v10 or something like that on these maps. Please, like, it would just be amazing. I also hit one really nice clip on this map that I'm excited for you guys to see. It'll be in this dual Taj whenever we get that finished up. I'm super excited for that. Oh, some big news also, if you guys seen, there's a patch coming, I think this weekend. They're fixing the kill feed finally. They're taking away a lot of the excess like text, so feeds are gonna appear cleaner, like that you saved and the avenge and all that shit. I heard that, like I read they're gonna take that away, so now feeds are gonna come cleaner. I hope they also fixed where like random kills disappear from the feed, because I've had a couple clips, like on this map for example, I got a collat and my bullet penetration kill instantly disappeared, and therefore I only ended up getting a quad feed, but it would have been a quad times 2 or a 5. I think it was going to be too slow to be a 5 on, but it would have, like 99.9% sure it would have been a quad feed times 2. And then the same thing happened to me on Gunrunner the other day, where I got a frenzy kill. So you figure I got 5 kills in a pretty rapid succession to the point where it showed up as a frenzy kill. I think the most that got stacked at one time on the kill feed were like 3 guys, and I watched it and just random lines disappeared to the point where I'm like, that should have been like a quad feed times 2 if things were normal. But the kill feed in this game, oh, teammate just saved me, shout out to him. But it just, the kill feed in this game is one of the things that definitely needs to be fixed, and I'm super excited that they said they were gonna be fixing it. I just hope that they fix the random disappearing shit along with the, you know, the you saved and everything. Because once they do that, it is time. Oh, I cannot wait to actually hit some, oh, let's go right here, actually. Never mind. Ah, we lost. I should probably try to play the objective more. But that is going to wrap it up for me today, guys. Please be sure to leave a like and a comment. They mean more than you guys know, and they help so much. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we're uploading every 3 days currently. We have all of our social medias down in the description below. If you've made it this far, one thing I've been debating really hard is whether I should keep our intro or get rid of it. I don't know. It's just, it's black and gray, and I don't know if it really flows and looks amazing, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Much love. Have a great weekend, and I plan on streaming this weekend, so hopefully see you guys there. Thank you guys. Peace. How many worlds would you cross?